So I mean, I think in principle, yeah, we should have local government digital service standards, and I think it would be good that there was a base set of common service standards that we can use as a starting point. I think the disadvantage of having a one-size-fits-all is the thing that there is going to be the situation that what service standards might be right for an inner city would potentially be different from a rural area. But I think also an advantage of us actually taking a base set of standards and adapting them for ourselves is if we adapt our own, then we actually get to own them. It's a thing, we will know that we've created them in our own kind of our own local authority, and that means that they're our service standards, not somebody else's service standards.
I think one of the problems would be it's all right having service standards, but it's getting buy-in across the board.
Did you manage to open on the agenda? Did you manage to open the Google Doc?
Yeah.
You're making some notes.
Just about to, yeah.
Because I
think that's the main thing, isn't it?
Because I mean, I'm from Manchester, and we did our website about three years ago, and customer focused and task orientated, and we had leadership like that. But then it was that core of middle managers who we have the most trouble with, who are just like, we need that online now, we need it online now, as it is, we can't change it, we need that consultation doing, we can't change it, and it's getting that buy-in from there. I think that would be the biggest problem.
Also, it's the thing of where they're saying that they have, GDS, have the thing to say, no, that can't go online. If we've got things, I'm sure you've got them like Northgate, Civica, those sorts of things, where citizen access, if you've got Northgate, you have citizen access, it's a bit of a shambles. But we would never get the power, or certainly not at the moment, to turn around and go and say, no, you can't use citizen access because it is in no way user-focused. And as a single organisation, we don't have the power to really push Northgate to say, you need to change your product because we're saying it's not fit for our website. Because they'll turn around and say, well, Manchester use it, and these people use it, and these people...
And we've got a contract for this amount of time, and you can't break the contract.
Yeah, and it's tough, because that's what it is, it's that or nothing. And so I think that there is a different challenge that we have to overcome, and things like that, where it's negotiations with third parties as well, possibly can only be overcome if we all do it together and take a stand.
So in the case of these ones, point 18, it says test the service from beginning to end with ministry responsibility. That'll be our management buy-in. So if we say, like, the director or the senior management of the team, they would have to go there and sit with us and test it from end to end. And then they would go, well, actually, perhaps that doesn't change it. I've done that once myself, and that was why I actually didn't realise who was actually the service manager. He said, we need to change it because of this. And I went, there's nothing wrong with it. Here's our persona, try that. And so right up in this AI, my user experience person, and they went through the site and went, okay, fair enough, that's not exactly the best way, and it was redesigned.
I think a big thing that happens, particularly with the third parties as well, is they push the already possibly flawed internal process, they just push it onto the customer. It's online, you dealing with that process.
You talk about channel shift, and it's not channel shift, it's just lift and shift.
Yeah.
It's like, take that paper process and put it online, and don't rethink the process in any way.
And the worst is when the lift and shift actually shows the same text from the piece of paper that refers to page 3.
Well, look at our website, for an easy way to make on the website.
So I think that's some of the challenges.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, it would be good to have all these standards, and we've tried to come up with a kind of governance model of how we want content. We've trained all our authors and that, but it's still that sticking point of not having the clout to actually say no, it doesn't meet the standards, it's not going on, because you just then, if we say no at our team, and we're quite well known for putting the blocks on, then they just go right above us, and then it comes down and it just doesn't get it put on.
And all the time.
Not just us,
Yeah.
Exactly the same
else
accusation.
says the same thing.
My
It's not
direct-
that,
Yeah.
and then actually no, I want you to do that now. Well, you're going to knock all those out of that. And I need to do it now.
Yeah.
Off we go. We've got till Tuesday. Do it. Yeah.
My director insists on it.
Yeah.
Exactly. Name dropping a senior member of staff. Although I think the best one that's ever do with that is actually contact the member of staff. So, okay, so sat with you. So I'll just come and ring now, shall I? And sometimes that works, not always. Yeah.
Yeah. And the
Also
other
depends. So,
Yeah.
turning that on its head, the other problem that we've got as well is from services when we say, no, that needs rewriting, and they're like, yeah, we'd really like it rewriting, but government say it has to go on word for word.
legal say it's this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Audit. Yeah.
Yeah.
We've had that.
It has to be said like this.
Some of the other things that we're supposed to be discussing. Cause
Well, it literally is. It's the criteria for meetings and what the block is. So the general theme is the block is no management buy-in. We get overruled all the time.
I think there's lip service to it from management, but as soon as it actually affects their day-to-day service, that's when it falls down. That's why.
Have you ever had a situation where you've gone in and talked to a service and you've done a question this the way? Well, if you do that, or use this system which is already in-house and nearly ready, just talk right to it, they sort through, they kind of look a little bit shifty and go, well, that team's job. Yeah, but you're saying you'll run the works and you can use the team to do other stuff. Well, that's that team's job. So you don't want to make efficiencies because that's keeping that team intact. You kind of read between the lines and think, okay, they're just kind of extending their empire. You can understand, but
Well,
causes us trouble.
I think that's the thing, that within any individual council, the council accepts that it needs to make savings,
Yep.
and every department accepts that the council needs to make savings, but they all think that it's all the other departments that need to make savings.
and not
Ours is more important than yours, yeah.
Or they need to make savings, so they go out and they procure a different system, and they don't come and talk to you, and then just come to you and say, we need the website connecting
Can
to
you make
that.
that work?
I think one thing on the number one thing about understanding the user needs, I think there's often a danger of only doing what people are asking for. Yeah, states describing the user needs as what people have asked for. Was at UK GovCamp the other week in a session, and somebody made the point that nobody ever actually asked for contactless payment and ticketing on the London Underground. Yeah, it's the thing that if we only restrict ourselves to what people ask for, then we probably won't get anywhere. But yeah, think about, well, the user need for contactless ticketing and payment is quick and easy throughput through the barriers. And
10-4 then, so they're saying if, when they start creating Waterville, if they asked people what they wanted, they would have wanted to pass the horse. So there's the car, and then they realised the car was more efficient. They didn't know it because they weren't able. So ask the users what they want to pass the horse. Well, you've got the car, that's more efficient, that's not what they're asking for. Sometimes it's a matter of promoting other options as well as primary users. Because the user may be saying, they want, yeah, we want to do that, but completely unaware there's a much better way of doing it. You've got to balance those out sometimes.
I think similarly with user testing, yeah, I often see examples of user testing where random people are testing random services, and it's all very well. That's one case of testing that is valid, but it's a thing. If, say, apply for a taxi license on the website, if people who don't even know what taxi licenses are testing the apply for the taxi license, then you're not really going to get very helpful results from them. Yeah, we recently tested a service for car parking permits with some users that the people that were in the user group, they had no interest in car parking permits. And yeah, they came to the page, and the set of pages that looks fine to me. You can click the buttons. Yeah.
So user needs, we quite often get like services coming and saying, I want this is what I want, rather than what you want. And it's like, well no, let's gather all your information and then we'll come back to you with some ideas of the best way of presenting what it is you want to present. I had it recently, I can't remember the service now, and they've come and they've said, yeah, we need an online form, we need some content pages, and we need this and we need that. And like, how do you know what you need? You're the service.
Every request we get.
And it's usually like in the design, in the print section as well. It's always an A5 leaflet, and it's trying to get the service to understand that we're the experts in the field. You come to us with your problems, and we'll try and solve it for you. Don't come with preconceived ideas of what it is that you actually want. Come to us and say, I need to find a solution for this.
That's what we get people coming to us saying, we want SharePoint, or we want an internet, or whatever, whereas that might actually be the solution to the problem that we've got. We need to know the problem rather than their solution.
Because they've been around all their department beforehand and said, right, this is what we're going to do, and we're going to do this, and we're going to do that, and then they come to you last and say, we've got approval. This is what we're going to do. We've got approval for this. We've got senior management buy-in for this.
Make it work,
and the councillor wants it.
Yeah. I'm glad to, every time I come to these events, I'm glad to hear this. Because I think it's just me sometimes that actors. You often feel like the last man standing. Oh, well, right now it's all up to you. Well, you bought a system that isn't compatible with any stuff. IT don't want to implement it and they pass the buck. Or they're objecting and you don't listen to them. And you want to use an interface that works, but it looks like something from a 1990s GeoCity And then you get the, well, you talk to the supplier now. Why do I need to talk to them? Oh, it'll cost you. Oh, it will bother them to provide them. No, is that service standard, if we had it in place, it doesn't meet total requirements, it will not provide. And we don't have that backing. So something like this would be perfect.
Yeah, and we can say to people that you need to look at the service standards before you start the process. Before you even go down the procurement line. It has to be part of the procurement process that a product will meet the standards. And part of the standards could be to actually make changes to a product for a reasonable amount in a timely manner, rather than coming back and saying, oh no, that'll be bespoke in it. That'll cost you an extra £20,000 to change the label on that button. Or we'll have to put it to our user group, whether the user group wants the label on the button changing.
So you work with the same third parties then?
Third parties are some of the biggest blockers as well. Third parties are the biggest blockers. Oh, well, voicing systems. No one else has complained. Actually, I've talked to so-and-so in this council and they complained. Really? And then they just seem a little bit concerned that you're talking to other people.
Yeah, when you start mentioning other councils, you've actually spoke to somebody from another council.
I think they just rely on us being in a little silo. It works, it's fine, we don't have to do anything. But no, he's complained, I complained, he's complained, it'll cost you. And then you find out when you talk to those people again, we got approached by that company and they said, they can do that. So much, well, they're charging each of us again, the same thing they're pitching.
Is anybody members of Soccer Tip?
Yeah, we as far as I know, just
because I thought they were supposed to be doing something with third parties and getting the third parties all together, weren't they? 'Cause I think they were getting into capital and sort of like trying to push user-centered design onto it. I don't know where that went to. I've not heard anything from it.
I haven't heard anything about that for at least a year.
Yeah. Because weren't they starting off with the planning portal or something like that?
Something like that. I can't remember exactly what it was. I know there was something that was taken. I know James Patel as well. In his role, he was taking it as part of his digital transformation.
Right.
So I wonder where that would get to. Big multinational companies seem to have a lot of power and not willing to change.
Especially if they're the only one in the market that does it.
Monopolies.
My favourite one with third parties is usually when they say, we've got an API for that. You can plug into it. And usually when you find out that they haven't got an API, they're doing an API or they've got some strange web service thing.
Here's a CSV output we generate every night. That's not an API.
That's not an API. Maybe that's the difficult from this, is that everybody who uses the same third parties, we get together and come up with a proper user group and start pushing back on the third party.
I know some of them do have the user groups, but I do wonder how much actual notice they, or whether it's just, again, the service of the third party.
How do we get into the user group?
And do they actually listen to what the user group's saying, or do they just play the service and do what they want to do anyway?
Well, it's also the thing, how many members of web teams / digital services teams are on these user groups. For example, the planning portal software. Say planning management staff may well be on the user groups, and the back end of that may well work just great for the planning management staff and what they need to do. But as we know, it works disastrously for the front end citizen needing to deal with a planning application perspective.
The only time it's 2 times where I've actually gone back to a third party and I've slated them for their accessibility requirements. And that was the 2 times where they actually turned around and went, all right, how did you get those results? And I explained the processes and I said, and also we talked to this team who do third party testing. We didn't pay for it, we just said, give us feedback. But if you want them to come on board, they can do that. And they started making changes and they come back and say, this is what we do. So they all off their own back and made the change. One of us was the e-book system that we brought in. And again, this was a system that was like forward elsewhere. You meant all look nice and pretty and things. I had to stick my oar in and say, we can't go live with it as it is, but I will work with the company and try and get it sorted. Those changes have been rolled out to every single council as part of it, so I felt kind of good for that. At the same time, it was just one of those, why did it take one person to stand up and say, why has it gone live in 19 other councils and nobody's had it tested? Nobody's mentioned it, nobody's gone back to it, or have they?
That's probably because the digital people don't know that the service are using that system.
Yeah. So yeah, sometimes we are kept in the dark. Yeah. Oh, by the way, yeah, we've got this system that we've done, and they had it for ages. They paid up front, so the suppliers no interest in making any changes. I know our procurement framework now has changed, so we only pay 50% up front and 50% on successful completion. And there are a couple out there that's not being paid 90% because of the accessibility requirements for some feasibility. I'll let you know how that goes.